pastor of Faith Christian Center Church right here in Beaumont, Texas. And we're here on what's happening in our neighborhood. And today my special guest is Miss Gail Showalter. Welcome, Gail.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, listen, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up in the area, and I'm a mother and grandmother of many children, and I'm happily remarried after a long stint as a single mom.
Wow. Hey, listen, you developed an organization called SMORE. What is SMORE?
SMORE is a alliance of women whose goal is single mothers overjoyed, rejuvenated, and empowered.
So single mothers overjoyed, rejuvenated, and empowered. How did you come about this organization?
Well, that's a story in itself. Yeah, I was writing, and all the educators say write about what you know.
Yeah.
And one of the things I knew was what it was like to be a single mom.
Wow.
And so that's how it started my writing career. And then I realized there were groups of women, especially here in Southeast Texas, that wanted to get together. And then I started providing events for them with this organization. That was back 11 years ago. And we've provided several events. We have Days of Blessings where we bring moms into a home and just bless them with all kinds of gifts and treatments, you know, massage and hot tubs and special meals and all kinds of things.
Hold up, Gail, hold up. Massage, hot tub, meal. Can I get in on that?
So sorry. So sorry. No men allowed. Yeah, it's great fun. It's great fun. We only have a small group of moms come, and we do it in a home, you know, and these moms are just, you know, they're just blessed, and they do not have this kind of opportunity very often. So it's a Saturday usually that we do this. We don't do them very often anymore, but we have done many of those. And we also had overnight retreats at the Holy Family Retreat Center out north of town, you know, and so those were really well attended, and they were very well attended, and the women came, you know, just needing a break, and we usually had a theme for those, and we had a lot of really good activities and spiritual time and that sort of thing. So we've done those for 6 or 7 years now, and now we're kind of morphing into something new.
Okay. So what gives you the passion for single mothers?
Well, I was the mother of 3 children who were born in 3 years, and my husband left when the youngest was 3, and I found myself in a situation I never had anticipated, and so for 16 years I was raising kids alone.
Wow.
And I was fortunate. I had a support family. I had an education, which my father had insisted I get. Thank you, Daddy. And you know, but the emotional turmoil, the deep-seated rejection you feel when you're divorced really lingered with me for a long time. And so I feel a real empathy for these women. And then as time has gone on, I've realized the one common factor that causes the most difficulty is the lack of education.
Wow.
You know, and we have a lot of moms that get pregnant when they're very young. They don't even maybe finish high school. Then they're a parent. They can't go back to school.
Right,
they have to
right,
work. They
right.
have to feed their children. And if they don't have a family support system, or they don't have a church support system, or they don't have any child support, you know, then they're really in a dilemma. So I've seen this over and over, and as I became a life coach for moms, I was working one-on-one with them, I began to see this great need. And then I visited facilities that are all over the state of Texas that are built specifically so that moms can complete school.
Wow.
But I couldn't get that to happen here. So we, through the Community Coalition, are establishing an educational support program specifically for the purpose of helping moms get through school.
Wow. So how did your work develop up to this point?
Well, after I realized this, I was invited to work with the coalition. The Community Coalition is a fairly new nonprofit in Beaumont.
Okay.
They were established in 2015. And their idea is, basically, we call it Bridges of Hope, because we want to bring people across the bridge from dependency to independence.
Right.
And so they knew that I had been working with single moms for quite some time. And they invited me to come in and direct this particular program. And it's been a growing process. We took a group to Houston to visit facilities that are in Houston.
Okay.
We visited several different ones. Some were very elite, some were very simple, some were bringing in homeless women. You know, there were different situations, and we studied those. And then Buckner has been in close communication, and so we've worked with their materials, and they've been very helpful. And so I kind of have a connection with them, which has been helpful, because people think of Buckner and they think of the orphans.
Right.
But Buckner has 7 facilities across the state of Texas now. And they're all designed for single moms to get educated and get back on their own feet, you know, to get on their own. And everything that the Community Coalition does has to do with that. It's not an entitlement situation, it's an empowerment situation.
Right.
So it's not a handout, it's a hand up. You know, we really want to get these people so that they're independent, they're off welfare, they can take care of themselves. And that's the whole idea. So I kind of just grew into this one thing after another. I have a home office, I work every day voluntarily. And, I'm just very passionate about it, you know. It's kind of a calling, I guess you would say, because it just doesn't leave me. And I think of the days, and often when I sit with a single mom, one-on-one, for example, telling me how she's feeling or what's going on in her life, I can relate to it because I've been there.
So what do you feel is the greatest need for single mothers?
Well, of course, the one thing that always comes up is money.
Yeah.
Finance.
Yeah.
Because so many of them are not getting child support. And so they're kind of caught in a vicious cycle that they cannot, even if they have every passion to get out of it, there's not an easy way out. It's not even a simple way out, because they have children to take care of. They can't stop, making money to feed their children while they go to school. Now, I have some moms that have managed to go to school while they work and while they raise children, and it's a very difficult thing to do.
Yes.
And I admire them. I mean, they're some of my heroes. They really are. But that is my passion now, because I think it's an answer. And I think Southeast Texas really needs this.
Yeah.
You know, we 44% of the children living in Jefferson County alone live in single-parent family homes. 44%.
Wow.
And that's almost half. And then a third across the country, 1/3 of all the single mothers have fallen into poverty. So this could be an answer. Right.
Because Gail, I'm the product of a single parent home with 7 children, and I've personally seen the difficulty that it creates for a single parent.
Yes.
And so I thank God that I was able to come out of it, and I had a strong mother that made sure that we were on a straight and narrow path.
Yeah, and some of these moms are the strongest women I've
Yes.
ever met.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I am so impressed.
I applaud them.
I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. I have several that I just sit back in awe at how they manage. I had one come to a retreat. She says, "Can I talk to these ladies? I want to tell them something." And so I let her talk, and she has 4 sons.
Wow.
Yeah. And she said to them, "You're not here to be their friend. You're here to be their mother." And boy, she let them have it about that. And I thought, it was good for them to hear it from her. They needed to hear it from her, not from me. So, they are very much to be admired, the ones that are managing. But there are a lot of them that are not quite getting there.
And they're falling through the cracks.
They're falling through the cracks. They don't know what to do. They don't have any assistance. Maybe they don't have any, even family. I've met so many moms who don't even have good mamas. And I'm thinking, how can this be happening in our country today?
Yeah. Now, your partnership with the Community Coalition, with the educational program, support program, tell us about that program.
All right. My dream for the future is to have a facility an actual facility
Okay.
that can be built maybe in the South Park area,
Okay.
where there really is a thrust right now to improve the area. I want to see a facility where single moms can come in, can live there for a 2-year period. Their children can be taken care of either on that facility or locally.
Okay.
And they can go to school. And I say South Park because that's close to Lamar, but it's also close to LIT.
LIT,
And
man.
we work
Oh, my
closely
goodness.
with LIT because they have good 2-year programs.
Yes, they do.
And
Yes.
they make sure that their graduates can get employed. It's a very practical, program that they have. We also are working with Brightwood, which is out by Parkdale,
Yes.
because they have some shorter programs. We're working with Vista. We want all of these people to be available to our moms, but that is my long-term dream. Now, short-term, because there's a scripture that says, "Do not despise small beginnings."
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Well, that's my verse right now. We're not gonna. We are starting small. There's a facility out of Minnesota that's called Jeremiah Program,
yes.
and they're putting in really nice facilities across the country, but they're pretty expensive. I visited one in Austin. They just opened one in Austin 1 year
Wow.
ago. Yes, and it is so fine. But they also have child development centers there, and they're turning the lives around of these young children along with the moms. So we might hopefully get them in here. We don't know what the Lord is going to bring, but right now we're starting small, and we have a first candidate that we're going to carry through. She is halfway through a degree from Lamar in sociology.
Wow.
And she is a remarkable woman.
Now, this is a 2-year program, isn't it?
Yes, it's a 2-year
A
program.
2-year program that you carry them through. Now, so they have to go through certain types of classes, correct?
They are expected to do certain things. We are doing for them, as long as they understand that we require a few things from them. For example, they will be required to attend certain workshops. We have Legacy, who is helping with health workshops.
Yeah.
And also the health center at Lamar has offered to let our people attend. If they're attending Lamar or if they're attending LIT, they can go to their workshops. So that's one requirement. Another requirement will be some money management training.
Right, right.
As they're going through this program, a lot of their, most of their expenses will be paid. So we're going to be asking them to learn how to establish their own budgets. Some moms need it, some moms don't.
Yeah.
But we're giving them what they need. They're going to be required to have a life coach or a mentor during this time. And they're having this kind of support. We're not just saying, here you are, go to school.
Right,
we're
right.
giving them support while
Yes.
they're going through
That's
this.
good. That's
so
good.
it kind of turns their lives around during this period. And the program requires that during the day, like 8 to 5, they work on their school, like a job. Then in the evening, they're a parent.
Okay, I got you.
They have plenty of time during the day to do any school work. They can be a mama in the evening. So we're going to offer parenting assistance and,
Right,
and
child
skills.
care.
Child care, but not just child care, training
Okay.
to be, parent training
Wow.
programs.
Wow.
So it's not just one thing. It's a matter of several things coming together to build a life
That's
that,
wonderful.
that will change the way they've had to live.
But now, Gail, let's be honest. This is going to take everybody working together and partnering together. And it's going to take some money to do all the things that you desire to do.
Funny thing about that. Yes, I'm going to need some money. And that's where I'm looking to the community. Right now, we need about 90 people donating $20 a month.
90 people just donating just $20. That's $5 a week.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Now that will help. That will help Jackie get through.
That's less than a Big Mac meal over at one of the fast food restaurants.
Exactly. In some cases, it's less than a Starbucks coffee.
That's true. That's true.
Depending on what you add to the coffee.
So they could just not have a Starbucks coffee one day and just donate that.
That would be nice. And they can do this real easily on our website.
Really?
Yes. You can set it up on the website.
So you have a donate portal on your
Yes.
website.
Yes.
Wow.
And when they go in, they need to be really sure that they type thecommunitycoalition.com. If you leave the "the" off, you're going to get all kinds of crazy stuff.
Right.
So it just needs to be thecommunitycoalition.com. And then they specify that it's for this program.
Okay. Now I just put that right there on the bottom of the screen so that you can know thecommunitycoalition.com. It's right there on your screen, so you won't be mistaken. But again, just 90 people just doing $20 a month.
Yes.
Okay. But now also you're looking for corporate sponsors.
We sure are. Oh, I really, really want some of those people, because we've broken it down to what some of these things will cover.
Right.
If they can, provide those things. And I think you have it there on the brochure, for example.
Now, are these on a monthly basis?
Yeah.
These numbers?
Yeah, because she's supporting her family.
Okay.
While she's in school.
Wow. So here are the levels of sponsorship. You can be a sponsor for $100, $200, $400, $500. Hey, listen, why don't you just cover the whole budget?
That sounds like a really good plan to me.
Just cover the whole budget, It's for a good cause.
Oh, it is. You know what? This woman will turn around and be an asset to our community.
That's right.
She really is an asset already, but I mean, if she has a degree in sociology and becomes a social worker, which she's already looking for jobs. She's already looking where she wants to be.
Wow.
And I tell you what, we will be the benefactors for this.
Because guess what? She's going to impact her children. And she has how many children?
She has 4 children. She has 5 grandchildren. And she is a guardian for one of the grandchildren.
Wow.
Yes. And she is remarkable. I'm telling you, when I sat down to interview her the first time, I just sat back. I was just amazed.
Wow.
At what all she has accomplished and what she has been through from the time she was 12 and she took over housekeeping because her mother died. And then she quit a job to take care of her father while he was dying.
Wow.
She has just done the things that most of us wouldn't even think of being able to do. And so I want to support her. And then I know it's an investment, because it will come back when she's working in the schools or wherever she chooses to work in our community. It will be our advantage.
Exactly. And that's where the empowering comes from. I mean, in your organization, you're empowering these women to do better, to be better, and then long term, it rebounds back into our lives as a community.
Exactly. You have to think forward. You have to not be so instantaneous about everything. The world is so instant now. We want everything to be happening like that.
Right.
These kinds of things take time. It takes some time. And so if you invest in this woman, for a couple of years, then you see what happens to her children.
Right.
When they grow up and they see the value of education.
Exactly.
And she turns everything around and they watch that. It makes a difference. I really believe it.
Now, Jackie, I just heard someone out there who's watching today say, "Well, I'm not computer savvy, and I'm not able to go on the portal and donate." Well, listen, you can also send a check.
Yes.
To the Community Coalition, P.O. Box 1303, right here in Beaumont, Texas.
1013.
13013.
Yes.
Yes. 13013 here in Beaumont, 77726. That's again. The Community Coalition, ESP, P.O. Box 13013, Beaumont, Texas 77726. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. So because I heard them say that, well, I'm not online and all that kind of stuff. Well,
Right.
listen, they can also send it in the mail.
Yes, we got a check this morning. And in some cases, some people like to arrange it with their bank to have an automatic check sent every month. That's easy too.
And it's tax deductible because you are a 501c3 organization.
That's correct.
Wow. Gail, before I let you go, you wrote a book,
I did.
Living, Learning, and Loving. Tell us about the book.
Well, I was writing articles for magazines, and so one day I thought I need to put all of this together, and I got an editor, and we put it all together into this book, and I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's worthwhile, and I'm an open book, okay? I mean, I tell my life story. I tell some very intimate things that have occurred, and I try to tell it and give it in such a way that single moms or mothers, any mothers really, can't appreciate it. I've actually had two men comment on this book.
Yeah.
Because it's really heart to heart, and then it can be used for study. It could be used for women's study. In the back of each chapter, I have listed questions, and then I also online, of people that want to go online on YouTube, I have a video for each chapter. Some groups have used that to go along with it, because it kind of introduces the chapter, and then they can have the chapter study, and then they can go through the questions. And so it's a really good way to do that. And like I said, I'm an open book. It's kind of tells my stories, but it also gives insights and thoughts on how you can grow through hardship.
Yeah. And listen, so here's some of the chapters that she wrote. Living with solitude, living with boundaries, living with grief, living with courage, learning to be self-aware, learning to prioritize, learning to wait, learning to value morality, loving the fun, loving the growth, loving the power of prayer, and loving the wisdom gathered from others.
Yes, that last chapter, I worked with blind children.
Wow.
And I learned an awful lot from those kids. So that's some stories from that experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about your book, Gail. Living, Learning, and Loving, Lessons of Insight and Encouragement on the Path of Motherhood, with special insights for women raising children alone.
Yes.
Wow. Well, listen, I want to thank Gail for coming today and sharing with us on what's happening in our neighborhood. Again, she is partnering with the Community Coalition to help single mothers. And, of course, as she stated earlier, all she needs is 90 people per month to sow $20 per month. That's it. 90 people, so $20, $5 a week. Okay? Now, I'll put the information back on the screen where you could contact her. Her number is 409-600-8600. 409-600-8600, and you can get in contact with Gail. Again, it's a great opportunity for all of us to partner with them to make impact on the lives of others. And then, in turn, we'll see it long-term, the benefit coming back into our community. So I want to thank her again for joining us. Thank you for joining us on what's happening in our neighborhood. And we will see you next time on our broadcast.
You know, you don't have to travel across the world or into a foreign country to do the work of God. In fact, with the number of broken families, overwhelmed single-parent households, crime, drugs, and a struggling school system, there's plenty to do right here in Beaumont's own backyard. However, the problems for many years have just grown bigger and bigger, bigger than any single church congregation can handle by itself. That's why an organization called the Community Coalition was formed 2 years ago as churches began combining their efforts to serve our schools and community. I've been impressed by the commitment of the volunteers I've seen in action and the philosophy that is foundational to this group of believers. They call their mission efforts Building Bridges of Hope, and these bridges are going up all over town. Bridges from your church to my church, from our churches to the Beaumont schools, and from our churches to the neighborhoods and families we serve. About 14 different churches are now involved on individual BISD campuses. Their volunteers give their time not to preach or solicit new church members, and not to make a political statement of any kind, but to develop relationships with the children and their families. People of all ages and colors listen to kids read, second graders who are as diverse in background, race, and ability as the adults who gift them with a few minutes of their time every week. The goal is to get these youngsters reading at a third grade level when they get to third grade. Makes all the difference in the world in their ability to study and grow. But volunteers can do many things to help. Tutor, help teachers grade papers, or help in the library, the office, or maybe just having lunch with a child that is struggling with home and school and just needs a friend. You could show up at the school carnival or help with field trips. Anything to develop relationships that require nothing more than a willingness to love and encourage students and teachers. We call it Campus Compassion, and we are building bridges of hope into a successful future. TCC has encouraged the members of various congregations to get involved not just with our schools, but our neighborhoods as well. Ask the kids at Plymouth Village about King's Club summers over the past 5 years. Summers are not the same now that the kids at Plymouth Village Public Housing are looking forward to stories and crafts and songs and new friends. Our volunteers for this wonderful character and confidence building program come from our coalition churches. What are the results? Lots of smiles, of course, but also friendships developing with parents and volunteers, older children pitching in to help with the younger ones, and a teen leadership program that helped 3 teens get paying jobs. Speaking of jobs, TCC isn't just about kids. Christian Women's Job Corps has been re-energized by the coalition, offering mentoring and the Jobs for Life curriculum in the weekly classes offered both during the day and at night. Plus, there is a specific program for single mothers led by Gail Showalter, offering parenting skills, problem solving, and education opportunities to build confidence and hope in these families.
If I told you that I could help you on these stepping stones.
Here's what makes these coalition efforts special. Not only does it build communication within our Christian community, but it approaches the needs of our city in a brand new way. The coalition is built around identifying both the needs and the assets of families or individuals in crisis, and then helping people build on what they can do for themselves with the support of positive Christian mentors who are walking that road with them. We are not just handing out cash and clothes and food. We are building trust and friendships through allowing people the dignity to set their own goals toward success, and then introducing them to avenues for developing the skills and knowledge they need to move forward. We're not just short-term crisis managers, we are partners in problem solving. I hope that you will join us in this effort to build bridges of hope that lead to community restoration through life restoration.